this is my home gym. So I just thought I'd come out here and do a little bit. And actually I just thought about starting to kind of film my progress. And this is kind of where we're at in the beginning. And so this is just kind of some random stuff really. I decided I'd do a little bit of rise, pronation, back pressure. So I guess you would assume kind of work on top rolling. Relatively new to this. This is the beginning. I've been doing this for like 2 months. I think I started around the beginning of September. So relatively new. So this might not be expert level tutelage or training material, but this is kind of to track my progress and to show a little bit that you don't need to be a world champion or been arm wrestling for 10, 20 years to do some training and try to get there. You know, so I'm at the beginning. I'm just kind of starting out. I'm old, as you can tell. I'm not a baby trying to do this, but I've worked out for a long time. And it's just kind of something new. I was getting into watching the sport. So I said, well, I could at least train for it and do some arm wrestling workouts. So hopefully if I don't stink completely, I can do some actual real arm wrestling. We'll get into that some. I'm gonna enter a tournament and probably get my butt kicked. But I thought I'd just film a little bit of my training and practice. Like I said, to see where I'm at and just show it a little bit. So we're same thing, back pressure, rise. So you want to try to maintain tight wrist. So once I start to lose that, might as well take it easy, get some rest, get to the next set. Now I have done some arm wrestling. It's not like I haven't been doing arm wrestling or table practice at all. But honestly, let you on a little secret. I don't even have a table. I don't have a real arm wrestling table. And I haven't even practiced on a real table yet. This is it, with my little makeshift pads. A friend of mine, he's been doing some workouts and training with me. So there's a long ways to go. I don't have any aspirations of just being great at this, just starting out. I think I'm truly more of a fan.
I am the greatest human being that has ever arm wrestled in the history of the human race.
I'm really into the sport of it, so I do really like it. I've been following it for years. Especially way back when I was younger, they had a TV show. I believe it was called Game of Arms.
The winner. Hi!
And I was like, man, this is cool. So as I started getting to working out, you know, I followed it. I've never really done the arm wrestling workouts, so I've actually always slacked on my forearms and hand and wrist. And now that I'm doing it, it is fairly fun. I usually do about 3 or 4 sets of whatever I'm working on. Alright, I moved it back down to 2. Hopefully bust out a few. There we go. Drop down to 1, and we'll try to just knock out a few, just wrist flexion. So wrist risers. So it should be a little lighter. but it should be to get where it's mostly just the wrist. Keep those knuckles up. I got my pulley system here. This middle pulley's fixed, so I can't really go up or down. I just got a middle and an upper. And got on 20 right now. It should be 20 pounds. To me it feels like it's heavier because this is pretty old, but it is what it is. So I got it set on 20. And I'm going to do some pronation and back pressure. So I'm going to wrap it, start around my wrist, and then around my hand. And I've already done some sets, but basically I'm going to do back pressure with pronation to the post. Alright, we'll go up a little bit in weight. So put it on 3, so it should be around 30. There we go. That was a little harder. Alright, we'll do a few more sets of that. And then we're going to do some more pronation exercises. Pronation and back pressure. I was doing mostly pronation and back pressure. I'm going to do a little bit of side pressure. So this is kind of an extra day, just doing a little bit of extra stuff. And honestly don't know if I'm doing enough side pressure stuff anyways. So you'll find out if you're new like me, when you first do side pressure, it hurts. It hurts all right here. Feel like you're gonna tear your arm off. So you gotta take it slow. I did that a little, I screwed that up a little bit with my left, so my left is a little hurt. Mostly, I'm doing left-handed stuff too. You're gonna see me mostly doing right is probably what I'm gonna mostly show. This was just on 1, so that was just low, but that is hard. I just got this equipment. I forget exactly what they call this. It's similar to like a wrist wrench, but it's not. It's got the strap here, so it does probably simulate strap more because it holds your wrist. Pretty big diameter, probably 2.5 inches. From pound per pound. Ryan Bowen had a good deal on his site, so I got a bunch of stuff shipped from there. Now of course you don't need all these special straps and equipment, but it does help. You know, that's why everyone uses it. It does help. I'm actually just learning how to use a lot of this stuff. So you might see me just kind of experimenting a little bit. I literally got these attachments I think a week ago, so I'm still kind of working with them. So you're probably gonna see this get all crazy and wobbly, but so I'm gonna try just side to side. looks like it's a lot harder. And I'm trying to replicate actually being in a match and dragging my elbow some along with side pressure to pin. A lot of times I feel like I'm just like this. I gotta make sure I'm dragging. Third set, down 20. Which in some ways I kind of like more, other than that part where sometimes it tries to be a little unstable. That wasn't too bad. I do like how it feels a little more. Put my thumb up on top. See, I'm already feeling that wear out right here in that elbow joint. But that's what you gotta build up. So as much as I keep working on rise, 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 rotation, pronation, 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 gotta have some side pressure. So I gotta build that up. This is probably a horrible video as far as like good quality content and hey, I should do this for arm wrestling training, but if it shows anything, it shows starting out, trying, and as long as you get out there and do some, it helps learn the right ways to do it. There's experts and 10-time world champions that'll show you some perfect form. Voice of arm wrestling, Devin Lorette, of course, Ryan Bowen. So all those guys are the guys I watch and have learned all this stuff from. So I keep going back to those videos and watching how they're doing certain things, and I'm pretty much taking everything from there. So I'm using what I've seen everyone else do and kind of make my own workouts too for what I want to do and the time I have to work out and everything like that. So you got to work around your schedule. You know, I work midnight shift and then I get out and go to the gym. So I got to time everything for what works for me. But right now I'm trying to make a good like 5 days a week schedule, and then if I have to, supplement a little bit in here. So I'll put it back down to 1 and just gonna kind of rep out. Which, see, now 1 feels a little light. I've actually already gained a lot of size and mass in my forearm just in the little bit I've been doing. So, and I do like a lot of it just as far as even working out. I do wish I got that wrist strength and forearm strength a long time ago. It helps with a lot of other stuff, stabilizing, just support for everything else. So maybe if I was doing some of these exercises for years, when I was just doing bench press and other stuff, it might have helped a little more. But so I feel like I'm starting relatively like brand new, and we're just gonna see where we get. Let's go over a little bit where I'm at. So we're at the end of October, so should be October 30th, I believe, today. Yeah, because tomorrow's Halloween. So started in September. So basically 2 months in, I started even seriously started thinking about it in September, doing a little bit, but really changing my gym time and changing my workouts to mostly arm wrestling specific scheduled workouts. Would not even be 2 months. So the big thing is I'm in Florida, and they do have a Florida arm wrestling league. I'm up here, not in the Panhandle, but at the beginning of the Panhandle, where there's literally nothing. I'm in the middle of nowhere. So there's not a lot of clubs and training places and people to train with. Like I said, I'm trying to get my friends into it, so I'm just challenging random people to arm wrestle and almost trying to get them into it. And I do have a friend that's kind of into it a little bit with me, so you'll see him in some of my workouts. He's a lot younger than me and strong, so if I can get him learning the sport a little better, it'd be a great training partner. So I'm gonna do a few more. Same way, I could probably try to go up in weight. I'll go up in weight because now this is really completely different when I'm just going side to side here. And then I also can do like some holds. Just hold it. And that's just gonna build up that resistance. Yeah, what I was getting at. So they have Florida Arm Wrestling League. You know, #1 in Florida, Chant Shaw. Coming for you. No, I'm kidding. I also follow Chant Shaw. I follow everybody, I think. So I watch all his stuff. They just had a little tournament. He wasn't at that one in Daytona, I think it was. Shark or Alexi, I don't want to mess up his name, but there's some strong people, even way lighter than me, at that tournament. So they have a tournament in December 2nd, I think it is. I know it's a Saturday. And we go to Orlando fairly often for little family trips and stuff. So I think about at least going to the tournament. It's supposed to be a big one. It's like Florida State Championship. So I don't know if that's a real big tournament or not. I know it's kind of the last one of the year on their schedule. I just started following that too, so I've seen those, some of the tournaments. Alex Top Roll, he's in a bunch of the tournaments here in Florida. Of course, Arm Wrestling TV, the biggest YouTube channel for arm wrestling. Alex Top Roll, Schoolboy's brother, but he's really awesome, so he needs to be known individually, not just Schoolboy's brother. He's really, really good. So it'd be cool just to see some of these guys that are really good in the sport. And I keep going back and forth, like, do I enter and get destroyed? Or do I just go and kind of check it out and watch as a fan? Because I'd like to just go watch some tournaments because I do enjoy the sport, And probably find out eventually if I'm just an amateur watching and enjoying the sport or actually being able to compete. I know it's super hard, super tough. You have to be super dedicated. But there's no reason I can't go and just have fun and try. Entering that tournament in December would be really ambitious, especially to think I'm doing anything other than just giving it a shot. I'm going to try this at 20. So just got to be a little more careful because it's going to start pulling pretty hard. There we go. So just a little bit that side pressure. If you haven't noticed already, I'm huge. So sometimes you can't tell how big someone is in their videos. Like 280 pounds. So I'm not even close to being the 240 or less. So Of course, I'd be facing the biggest, strongest people, which would be great for, not knowing what the heck I'm doing. In my mind, I'm like, okay, I know how to arm wrestle, I know top roll, I know how to start, but when I go to start, it's like you just randomly do something, and everyone else, has been doing this for years and knows what they're doing. But if I do enter, I just gotta take it as fun and try to learn something, So, and I think I already mentioned it, but don't tell nobody. I've never arm wrestled on an actual arm wrestling table. So, I've never arm wrestled on the strap. I try to make sure I grab the side when I'm practicing, so if I actually get on a real table, I grab the post like I'm supposed to. And I made my little pads, and I think they're close to size, but I didn't measure them perfect. I got to measure some perfect. As you can see, they just move all over the place, so they aren't stationary. So when I move my elbow, the whole pad moves instead of me moving across the pad. But, I can't afford to just go spend a bunch of money on everything I need if I want to practice. I feel like if I do this for a long time, then I can slowly get stuff that I need. Here we get a little bit of side pressure. There we go. But I checked dimensions, and somehow with my barrel and my table, it comes out pretty close to arm wrestling dimensions across. The width is a little off, or the length, but width across here is pretty close. But luckily I've had the gym, I got this pulley machine years ago out of a field for I think $70. I've collected all this stuff over the years. You'll see more of my gym stuff. But I got a gym at work we can use, so that definitely helps a lot. I'm going to put it at 4. I'm going to try to just do a hold. Oh yeah. Might just be a holding situation. Let's see. A little bit push, but that's about it. Yeah, so it's on 4 of this. I know my pulley's attached, so it should be what they call true weight, so it should be 40 pounds. I guess I try to give myself a little bit of credit, being oh, it's probably a little heavier, but that's because you see these guys do so much weight, and you're I gotta be able to do more. A lot of this stuff is just hard if you haven't been doing it for a long time. So hopefully I can get these numbers up. That was tough. Alright. That's probably going to be it for now. I just have a bunch of stuff I'm supposed to be doing. But I just wanted to come out and get a little bit done. And just randomly decided to do these videos. So, we'll kind of see where we're at. Maybe make some more soon. Alright, thank you guys. We're back down to 50. We're just gonna rep this one out.